certain parts of the brain are not fully developed until around the age of 25. So for those who are under the age of 25, sorry, but you'll get there. And I'm not saying it's hopeless for you. You might be able to do it now. But in any case, all right, way to go, 26. You're in the club, fully developed brain. You can recognize then, if you just reflect on your life, that the things that you thought were going to give you something lasting didn't give you something lasting in and of themselves. Is that clear? The things that you thought were going to give you, because we all had that. I assume most of us thought that we were gonna get something lasting out of some of these things. Like you probably thought at a certain age, you thought if I can just go see the movie, then I'll be forever happy. If I can just get the new gadget, I'll be forever happy. If I can just get this person to go out on a date with me, I'll be forever happy. If I can just We've all had that thought. Many times, we've thought that. We thought, if I can just get this thing, then I'll be forever happy. But you can, in a moment of reflection now, you can recognize that none of that actually panned out. Because you got the thing. I mean, some of the things you didn't get, but some of the things you did get, and the things that you got, it was temporary. Well, temporary cuts both ways. I mean, because if sometimes you think, well, this is it was such a good thing. If only I could have it forever, then I would be forever happy. But unfortunately, it's temporary, so it doesn't work. On the other hand, good news is it's temporary, because then sometimes you think you want something and you get it, and it's like, oh my God, thank goodness it's temporary. Except usually those things don't feel so temporary. It's like seems like it's going to be forever. But still, you can notice that it's all temporary. And so it cannot possibly give you something forever, because its nature is temporary. So reflecting on that is useful. And I saw somebody, a lot of comments fly by. I can't see all of them. I try not to see all of them. That would be distracting. But I saw one person said, if I could just control everything, then I'd be happy. And it's like, yes, exactly. That, our desires become more sophisticated. It's sort of like the magic lamp with the genie that gives you three wishes. And all of us have been through this at some point where you know, at first, most people are like, oh, I'll ask for the candy bar, and I'll ask for this, and I'll ask for that. And then you're like, wait a second, but then I'll be out of wishes. And then we realize, aha, my first wish will be for infinite wishes, right? We've all done that one, haven't we? If you haven't, now you've thought of it because I proposed it, right? So you could attempt that, but this is just how we become more sophisticated. So as we go along, our desires, our wishes can become more sophisticated. So we start to think, well, okay, that didn't work. Obviously didn't work. Getting the candy bar. What fool would have thought getting a candy bar would lead to eternal happiness? Obviously that won't work. But if I could have an infinite supply of candy bars, then I would be happy. And then you end up with that. You end up, I mean, virtually infinite. You end up as, like, the CEO of some candy company, and you're like, I've got infinite candy bars, and you're like, oh no, I'm not really happy. You got other problems. Now you're trying to lose weight. So, but then you think, okay, but I wasn't smart enough then. I wasn't sophisticated enough then. Now I've got it. Now I know what it is. So we keep thinking, now I was foolish then. I was ignorant then, but now I'm sophisticated and intelligent, and I know what is the correct thing, and I've figured it out. If I get this, then forever I will be happy. And if it's not happy that you want, you can substitute whatever it is. I mean, whatever. I don't care. But I'm just using happy as a placeholder. Okay, so whatever value you want to satisfy fill in the blank with that. Somebody said infinite. I saw another comment. Infinite wishes would be a curse. Oh, sort of, yeah. But you have infinite wishes, don't you? That's the situation you find yourself in. That's what this is. This is infinite wishes.